Ke nna Motshabi Moloi, moradi wa Albertina, Mama Chona le Joseph Mbutana Moloi. Ke le lekgolokwe le hlaba kotswana, le hlaba kgoka le mao ka sebonong, le hlaba le isa kgorong ha makgwakgwane. Makgwakgwane a eja a e halala, a re kgutla hape o e eketsa, motho wa wetse.
Welcome to the Journey with Mpho podcast, a sacred space for healing, love, and rediscovering your life purpose. Introducing your host, Mpho.
Okay, so let's start with a mic check. Ooh. I can already see the lines on my screen and they look pretty healthy. They are full lines and I can also hear my voice in my earphones. It sounds kind of creepy being able to hear my voice. So while I was getting ready for this episode, I just recognized how weird my preparation process is. So I was like, okay, I need to put on a pair of socks because it's been cold. I also need a cup of water because I haven't been drinking much water today. And I'm like, but I'm still a little bit cold. Let me grab the blanket on the couch and wrap myself up. This is why I don't do visual content. This is why you don't get to see me when I record these episodes because I'm literally wearing my pajama pants, my winter socks. I am wearing my nursing bra and a blanket over it, and I'm just here. The sound waves look pretty good. I'm excited about this. I feel like I'm a little too loud. Hold on. Let's change this a little bit. I need to learn to swallow my spit in silence, and not close to the mic where you guys can hear me. I think the sound waves look better this way. They were initially too loud. Okay, let's get started with today's episode. Hello, Journey with Mpho friends and family. Welcome to episode 26 of season 2, titled Medicine Woman. Today, I am letting myself be seen. I'm letting myself be heard. I am talking about something that I have unconsciously and consciously shied away from and actively avoided showcasing. And this episode is not necessarily about showcasing this something that I've been hiding, which I'll get into really soon. It's about opening up myself, letting myself be seen, letting myself be heard, and looking at this shadow self that caused for me to hide away this very beautiful part of myself, this very energetic part of myself from the world, and saying, hey, this is me, I'm here, and I am ready to offer the world my gifts. So one of the reasons that triggered this conversation and this episode is that my manager has been on my case. Obviously, this podcast costs money to make, and I, over the last 2, almost 3 years now, have been very passionate about content creation and interviewing guests and having really good connections. And my manager's still like, well, you need to make money because we spend money making this stuff. We buy equipment, we advertise, and we have a website running that has an annual subscription. And so stop putting the Patreon offerings at the end and put them in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. So I'm like, whoa, that is not my jam, but it's about to become my jam, because I do recognize that if I am committed to putting myself out there and saying, hey, if you sign up for these offerings, if you sign up for what I have to offer, I can continue to do this more frequently, and I can truly invest my time in focusing on just this. So my manager's kind of right. I am finally ready. I titled this episode Medicine Woman because the women in my family, I'm skeptical to use the word witches, because in the past witches were burnt, and there's a specific reason why. But the women in my family are and were medicine women. My great grandmother was a spiritual woman who would put together herbs. That's what Americans say. I'll say herbs. That's what the British say. And give people these tools and these divination tools that she had put together to trigger a specific part of the body to heal, a specific component of their spiritual journey to integrate. And my maternal grandmother was a pastor in the church, but also a sage and seer. And my paternal grandmother apparently was more of a traditional healer, in the sense that she had bones, and she too taught me a lot of the ancestral wisdom that I now describe myself as a carrier of. So keeping all of these great women that have come before me in mind, I am now feeling ready, fearless enough to pursue this path of being a medicine woman and offering the gifts that I have been recognizing within myself over the years in an intentional, meaningful, impactful way. And so in today's episode, we're going to talk about what some of those gifts are, and if you are interested in tapping into some of these offerings, how you can do that, and how we're going to continue this conversation, what it's going to look like moving forward. Of course, I'm going to continue interviewing guests and connecting with people. And there's also going to be this part of me that is showing, not hiding. We're going to channel, we're going to chant, we're going to sing, we're going to hum, we're going to cry. I'm going to be more open, mainly because I recognize that I've been coming onto this mic and I've been falling into these accidental moments of channeling, and I want more. I don't want it to be accidental. I want to open up myself and have the space and say, okay, today we are channeling. What do we want to say, Source? What do we want to put out into the universe? What do we want the people who listen to this to know and to hear about your wisdom, about your intelligence, about your proposal for how they continue their soul purpose as to why they're here? And so, medicine woman, here I am. I feel like, because some of you may have been with me from the very beginning, you are aware, you have seen this evolution of Mpho kind of happening. But those of you who are new, just joining the show, just listening to recent episodes and don't quite know where we've come from, a reintroduction is necessary. And I wrote something down. Prior to this, I was just talking from my heart, believe it or not. I wrote something down that I think will help align who I am or who I was and who this new integrated me is. So let's read together. So over the last few years, my professional work experiences were helping me clarify my soul purpose, which brought up my memory for why I chose to come into being within this realm. More and more, I have been feeling called to live a life that is in alignment with my destiny. In retrospect, every step during my awakening and on my spiritual journey was leading me here to the discovery of how I can curate offering my gifts to the world in a way that not only feeds my soul, but also supports my livelihood. So here we are. I am finally answering the call to reveal my essence. As a result, I'm feeling like I should reintroduce myself. So, my name is Mpho, which is pronounced Mpho. It is of Sesotho origin and means gift. I am a poetess, podcaster, certified Reiki practitioner, carrier of ancestral wisdom, an apprentice sound healer. Being a white light and Karuna Reiki practitioner, I utilize this certification to embody spiritual alchemy in all of the work that I do. Now, thinking more about how I can be intentional with the ancestral wisdom, with the Reiki, with the poetry, with the channeling, the chanting, the words of wisdom that often are given to me by Source, I've officially decided to offer professionally distance and in-person Reiki sessions. Now, I have been offering these sessions just to close friends, family members, and the feedback from the sessions has been humbling. I am most happy when I can support someone's process of alignment, clarity, and manifestation. When someone says several sessions of Reiki have helped them return to the path of their soul purpose, that is where my purest joy is. So I have decided to open up my calendar for distance, virtual, and limited in-person Reiki sessions. A Reiki session with me will include crystal integration, sound healing, and comprehensive self-care recommendations. If you go into the episode notes and click on the email address, which is journeywithmpho, the name of the show, at gmail.com, you and I can connect on what my recommendations would be in terms of a Reiki session that you might be interested in, depending on what you would like to work with me on. So I can integrate within the session all of the tools that I have available to me, or I can select a few to enhance what we are trying to achieve from the session. You may need one session, you may need 2 sessions, you may need 3 sessions, you may need multiple Reiki sessions, but you and I can truly connect and discuss what options are available to you and whether a single session or a package may be beneficial to you. Now, still focusing on the gifts that I can offer, I recognize that I love connecting with people. I love speaking to people on the phone, sharing perspectives, learning from someone else's perspective, and analyzing the situations that they may be battling with in their life or that I may be struggling with, and bouncing ideas back and forth, and truly looking at effective strategies to navigate this life. So based on the conversations that I've had with people in my life in the past, I am going to also, alongside the Reiki sessions, begin to offer wellness calls. Now, these wellness calls may be somewhere around 45 minutes to an hour. And again, within these calls, I can integrate sound healing and recommend self-care practices. But this one wouldn't have Reiki. It's more of, how are you doing? What are the things that you would like to work on? What are the things that you are working on? What are the things that are of interest to you? And we can connect. If you need a listening ear, you need someone to hold space for you as you think and challenge and confront and approach with curiosity some of the things that are coming up for you, I am willing to hold space within these wellness calls to be that source of support, that listening ear, those words of encouragement that you may not necessarily be getting within your immediate circle, and then offer some breathing space through sound healing, perhaps a mini meditation, and recommendations for how you can continue to care for yourself as you navigate some of these things that are coming up for you. And then today I said we're talking about medicine women, so bear with me. I've got a couple of things on my mind. So one of the other things, in addition to these two other separate offerings that I've spoken about, is the last offering that I'm going to have for now, seeing what my schedule is like and what I can balance, showing myself kindness, is learning how to podcast. So I have been podcasting for the last almost 3 years, like I said in the beginning. And I have had multiple people ask me very specific questions about podcasting. So if you are interested in learning how to podcast or get basic podcasting questions answered, then you can schedule a virtual 1-hour information session with me. In this session, I will be happy to provide you with some of the resources that I believe have helped me be successful within the podcasting industry, some of my best practices, and point you to other sources of information that may help your podcasting journey as you are getting started, or you have gotten started and maybe you want to know how to network, where to get the networking information, how to market, how to do the little videos I do on Instagram with captions and photos and audio. I would be happy to provide you with that information, answer your questions, and then write you up a comprehensive email with some of the things that we've discussed in that call, so that you can continue the journey with exploring those resources. And still within the podcasting realm, if you feel that you need mentorship within this space, I would love to avail myself. Podcasting is something that has both helped me balance my mental health and stay connected with the people that I interview, as well as the people who listen to this podcast. It has been such an incredibly fun, therapeutic journey. And so to teach someone else how to do that for themselves, how to have a space that they can turn to that gives them some sort of sanity in this seemingly crazy world would be such an honor and such a pleasure. So within the podcasting, I would have the informational call, but a second component of that would be podcasting membership program. So within this, I would be listening to your podcast episodes and offering feedback, both written and virtual or recorded voice video feedback. I would be available to help you edit your episodes, help you improve your content, find you other successful podcasters within the same podcasting category that you're in, so that you can learn from them, embody their best practices. And I would also connect you to some of my podcasting friends so that you can collaborate, do cross promotions, put your podcast out there. And so depending on what your needs are and where you are within your podcasting journey, we would start from there. Podcasting mentorship program. So 3 big offers. Some of these offers, such as Reiki and the wellness calls, are available through our Patreon page. And so if you became a Patreon member, you would get some Reiki sessions, some wellness calls, but you would need to subscribe to a package within our Patreon membership. And so based on what your needs are, like, would you prioritize wellness calls over Reiki sessions, or would you prioritize Reiki sessions over wellness calls? You would select the package that works well for you. I'm also open to receiving feedback within the space. I want to know what you guys would like to learn from me. What other gifts have you recognized within me that you would like to tap into? Because just because I'm not offering that right now, or I'm not speaking about that right now, doesn't mean that it's not something that I have not considered or am not interested in considering. So reach out to me. My email is in the episode notes. I believe it is on some of my social media accounts. We are getting back into TikTok. We're getting back into Instagram Reels and Facebook. I feel like I've been hiding. I have been hiding, actively so. I had initially put my Instagram profile on private because I didn't want to be found. I didn't want to be seen. I felt that the season that I was going through was a season for me to save my energy, to carefully monitor how I'm distributing that energy. And I'm finally at a place where I'm ready. I'm ready to let myself be seen. I'm ready to show and to offer and to embrace the healer side of me, to integrate this healer side of me actively, intentionally, consistently, with clarity and determination and inspiration. And so as I do more of these individual episodes, as well as some of the guest episodes, you'll hear me reference these offerings quite frequently. You'll hear me remind you that, hey, I am here. Utilize me. I'm willing. My schedule's open. I'd love to do more of this. I get excited when you win. So with that being said, we're about 30 minutes in this episode, and I'd really like to wrap up with something that I think will help all of us, as I am still within this process of remembering our truth, our power, our mysticness. And so I'm going to channel within singing bowl song and perhaps chanting a rise of our clarity, our confidence, and our grace. May we show up in the world with all of these beautiful qualities visible. May we be seen by our tribe and be celebrated and welcomed and appreciated and feel safe enough to show ourselves. So let me grab my singing bowl. Let's play. Let's welcome these things that are coming up, these healers that are being activated all over the world as it seems like negativity is rising. So are the good things. So are the things that are going to counteract the negativity and vibrate higher and restore peace, harmony, love, and the divinity in humanity, basically. So let's play a singing bowl. Let's sing. I'm feeling called to sing. Let's sing. Ma So, Source says we judge ourselves too harshly, that we are unkind and unloving toward ourselves. And to experience Source, to experience God, is to show yourself the same kindness and compassion that you so readily offer to friends, family, loved ones. So it says to see yourself with the same softness, with the same tenderness that you see those that you love. So it says, in this very moment, take your hands, one hand over your one shoulder, the other over your other shoulder, just forming this X on your chest. Hug yourself. It's okay to let it go. The things that you can't control, the things that make you speak unkind words, think unkind thoughts towards yourself, those things, it's okay to let it go. You are so loved. You are amazing. You are phenomenal. You are everything this world's been waiting for, everything this world's been meaning to see. You are it. Your voice, your smile, your laughter, your joy, your light. This is exactly what is needed right now. And it's okay to take your time as you gather yourself, as you prepare to articulate, as you are within your clarification process, as you are in your remembrance process for your soul purpose. It's okay to not be ready, to not want to go now, to not want to be seen now. We'll be here with open arms when you're ready, at your own pace, love. From one medicine woman to all of the lamps, all of the lights, all of the fire, all of the loving gods, goddesses, kings, queens, yes, all of you. Let's do this together. Let's open our hearts. Let's offer our medicine. Let's vibrate higher, higher, and higher, and higher than any dense energy, than any dark energy that's vibrating. Journey with Mpho family, I love you guys so much. I am so grateful to have you with me as I transition, integrate, reflect, grow, truly look at myself, and then repeat the process over and over again. You have been the most consistent support, and I am so ever grateful. So ever grateful. Share this episode with your friends. Friend, if you're listening to this because another friend shared it with you, it's because they love you. They're looking out for you. They don't want you missing out on all this goodness. Do the same thing. Share it with another friend. I love you all so very much. I am looking forward to connecting with you in the next episode. There will be a guest. Such a powerful guest. I'm almost skeptical to talk about it. See, that's the inner critic. Like, what if they don't come through? Well, they are going to come through eventually. Even if it's not the next episode, I know they're going to come through. But that is it from me. I'm still going to sign out with the pre-recorded offers recording. I may or may not update that, but like I said, welcome calls, podcasting mentorship, Reiki sessions, Patreon program. All of this stuff is in the episode notes, plus my email. Looking forward to connecting and offering my medicine to all of you. I love you very much, and I will sign out as per usual, honoring my ancestors. Mahulukwe, Keutaba, Rubuile. Aloha.
Well, before you go, I wanted to thank you for taking the first step in supporting my journey by listening to this episode. The second big step would be exploring the various ways you can become an official supporter of my journey by signing up for our Patreon offerings. We offer some great benefits such as one-to-one phone calls and distance Reiki sessions with me. For more information, visit patreon.com/journeywithmpho. The link is in the episode notes. If you loved what you heard, then subscribe to the show and continue to share episodes that resonate with friends and family. If you're listening through Apple Podcasts, please take a few minutes to rate and review us so we can continue to get our content to the people who need it the most. We are serious about getting your feedback, so if you'd like to take the rating and review a step further, check out our feedback survey link in the episode notes. Your feedback will help us to continue offering content that matters to you and is worth your time. Finally, in this day and age, it apparently matters how many followers you have on social media, so go ahead and find us on Instagram at journeywithmpho, and we promise to make it worth your while by sharing heart-centered, conscious content. Thank you for your continued support. I cannot wait to spend time with you again in the next episode.